Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. And tonight we're going to have a great time. I'm going to show you how to get started right with Teamzy to become a power hour boss. And what I want to do tonight is I'm going to take you through how to set up Teamzy. It's super easy. You may have already done it, but maybe you missed a couple of things. I'll show you real quick how to do that. And then I want to take you through the workflows of doing a power hour. Teamzy is designed to help you get all of your income producing activities done, everything that's important to build a business done in less than an hour a day. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We'll take you through the workflows. After I've kind of demonstrated that for you tonight, we'll do open Q&A. So if you have questions, you can load them into the Q&A queue, and I'll be happy to take those. Okay, if you're watching this on replay, there's a button there where you can send us a question if you have one after the presentation on replay. All right, let's dive in. Okay, where am I? Here we go. So again, our topic, get started right with Teamzy and become a power hour boss. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of my story. Let me introduce myself first and I'll tell you the story. So first and foremost, I'm a husband and father, and this is a great shot of the family here. I've been a professional business coach for 20 years. And I've specialized over those 20 years in helping people build businesses based on authentic relationships. I'm also the author of Power Hour Boss. You guys can find that on Amazon. Founder of Teamzy CRM, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I also, what I do full time now is I help busy network marketers build their businesses. And I've had the opportunity to train more than 100,000 people in direct sales over the last 4 years, which has been amazing. And just to kind of give you guys some background on how this all came to be, how Teamzy came to be, I was working as a professional business coach and consultant. I had a career doing that and I loved it. I mean, it was just really rewarding and fulfilling. But I had gotten to a point in my career where there was nowhere left to grow. I had really no more growth plan ahead. So I felt kind of stuck. And I know probably some of you guys can relate to the idea of feeling stuck in your career. And I really wanted to be able to do a couple things. I wanted to earn more money, right? Being stuck financially is no fun. But also I wanted to spend time with these people that you're looking at on the screen here. I just felt like I was never seeing my family. I was constantly working, doing what I thought was my role, which was to work hard and provide for my family. But I also wanted a life, right? I wanted to be with them. And I felt like I never saw my kids or my wife. I was constantly at work. And so I took a look at the network marketing opportunity kind of as a side hustle. I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to maybe create another stream of income. And if I do well, even have some of that time freedom that I'm looking for. The challenge that I had when I was starting the business was, when the heck am I going to do this? I was so busy already. How can I start something else? And so I started really looking at my calendar and I figured I could maybe squeeze 1 hour per day out of what I was already doing and work on this new business venture. So I started looking for tools. There's got to be tools out there that would help me to leverage my time, right? If you hired me as a consultant, that'd be the first thing I would tell you to do. Find some tools to leverage your time so that you can do what you need to get done in that 1 hour, right? Because an hour can go by quickly without getting anything done, true? Yeah. So I started looking. I needed a system that would allow me in 1 hour a day to stay in touch with all of my contacts, because I knew that building a business hinged on real relationships. And the only way to do that was to stay in touch, stay in contact with people. I needed to know when to contact people and when not to contact people. In other words, I didn't want to spend 2 hours planning so that I could do 1 hour of connecting. I wanted a system that just told me, here's who's on the list today, Eric. Also, what do you say to people? How do you know what to say? How do you start a conversation without coming across salesy or cheesy? How do you do it? And I needed a system that would let me follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. And we'll talk about this tonight, but this is a huge thing, letting people fall through the cracks. So we got to make sure to shore that up. So I started looking around and, there was one more thing I needed. It had to be easy to use. I'm really not that great with complicated technology, right? I love technology when it makes my life easier, but I certainly don't like it when it makes my life more complicated. I'm sure you guys can relate. So I wanted something that would do all those things, was easy to use, and you know where this is going. It didn't exist. There was nothing there. There was nothing there. So I built it. That's kind of how Teamzy came to be. And, I put together a team of people smarter than me We figured it out from my chicken scratches in a notebook. We relaunched Teamzy about 4.5 years ago. And the way it launched was I sent a text message to about 20 people I knew. Check this out. I just built this. And it's just kind of taken off. And just in about 4.5 years since we launched Teamzy, just to let you guys know, we've had more than 125,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is incredible. And now we're growing into just regular small business as well. We've got tons of people coming in that are not in network marketing using Teamzy, which is very humbling and amazing. And I'm grateful for every single one of you, you guys on the call too. Active users, people using Teamzy actively, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90 days. Okay, so let me just say that again. People using Teamzy actively, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Not bad, pretty great results, okay? And so I'm here to tell you guys the system I'm about to show you works. It works all the time. You just got to put in the effort, do what I'm going to show you tonight, and these average results can be yours. Maybe you're above average, right? Maybe you're above average. Okay, let's dive out real quick. Let's see, do I have Teamzy logged in? Let's just make sure I have that going on. I do. Okay, so as I just get this set up for you guys, I want you to know this. If you're not already using Teamzy, go to teamzy.com and sign up for a free trial, okay? It's absolutely free. We do not ask you for your credit card number or anything strange. Honestly, we just want you to try it out because we know you are going to love it, right? And our entire business model has been based on getting people to try Teamzy for free because we know you'll love it and sign up. Okay, so here we go. I'm ready to log in. So once you've done that and you've started your free trial, the first screen you'll drop in on is the setup wizard. That's what we're looking at here. And we designed this setup wizard to make doing Teamzy so easy, right? And if any of you have ever used a CRM software platform, maybe for work or for your business in the past, you know how complicated and annoying they typically are. So we wanted to make this very easy for you. So there's a little video here from me. We're going to skip that. Just click on next. Okay, you can also subscribe to updates on Messenger, which is great. Okay, so here we go. First thing I really want you to think about and set up is setting an income goal. Setting an income goal. What level of income do you want to be at in your business 1 year from now, right? So like what's the annual income you want to be at that level a year from now? So you can see my goal is at $150,000 a year. Now you can slide that higher or lower, you know, wherever you're comfortable. Now I want you to notice something though. As I slide this, it changes my daily connects target. Okay, isn't this cool? Teamzy will tell you exactly what you need to do over the next 12 months to hit your goal. Okay, 20 years I've been doing this. 20 years. This always works. So we know, we have the experience to know what kind of energy and activity you need to do. So at $150,000 a year, that was the salary I was hoping to replace. That was my goal to do that. I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team each day. Okay, it's 5 days a week, 12 months. That's 19 a day. And I'm gonna show you guys, honestly, if you're new to Teamzy, you can do that in 30 minutes. I could probably do it in 15. Okay, Teamzy makes it so easy. So once you've got the goal where you want it, just click on continue. And what happens is in the background now, Teamzy's configured your account to your goal. So each one of you has a custom dashboard based on your goal. Super cool. The next screen here, we're going to start importing your contacts. We want to get all your contacts into Teamzy in one place, organized, right? So back office, you want to get your back office team in first, then your customers. Then you can import, you can bring all your Facebook friends in. It's a great way to start with a prospecting list. Get all your Facebook friends in. Super easy, and these little buttons have instructions on to do it. Instagram followers, LinkedIn, whatever you've got, bring them all into Teamzy in one place, organized, okay? You honestly can't build a business if you don't feel organized. If you're chasing down sticky notes stuck to the wall or pads of paper you can't find or digging through your phone, that means that so much is falling through the cracks. Does it make sense? Also, I'm going to show you in a second, Teamzy does something kind of magical with those contacts because it has a special algorithm that will tell you who to contact every day without you ever having to think or plan ever again after you've set this up. It's so cool. All right, so let's go ahead and launch this. So here's the Teamzy dashboard, okay? And I just want you guys to take a look at a couple things and then we're gonna dive right into a power hour. But let me just give you a quick tour of this. I mean, you can take a full tour on your own time, but I wanna show you a couple highlights. First off, do you see right here in the center where it says today's activities? Those are the goals that Teamzy has set for me for today, okay? So these are my goals for today. My goal is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors. Again, that's based on the income goal I set, right? And just to clarify, when I say connect, I don't mean like send some cheesy sales script. I mean just to connect. And the goal on the connect is not to sell them or recruit them, but rather just to make someone's day. Okay, we call it the make someone's day mindset. It's one of our hashtags at Teamzy, hashtag make someone's day mindset. We just want to make somebody's day. And honestly, guys, if your heart is pure and you just honestly want to help people and make their day, and that's where you're starting from, you'll generate a ton of conversations. Okay, and I'll explain to you later what you do with those conversations, but it gives you an opportunity to talk to people. That's step 1, right? So we're going to make somebody's day. I've also got the goal here to share 3 times. See that share goal? My goal is to share 3 times. That means sharing my business opportunity with somebody or sharing a product solution for somebody. Okay, that's a share. So I'm going to make 19 people's day today and hopefully create 3 opportunities to share because I want to share when it's appropriate. I don't know about you guys, but it's really important to me not to come across salesy. I'm super paranoid of being the cheesy salesperson. And so this whole system is built around the idea that you can do this in an authentic way without ever coming across that way. Make sense? Okay, then I've got a final goal here is to add new people. That's adding new people to Teamzy. Okay, so every day my goal is, I'm making some new friends. I'm putting them in Teamzy. I'm constantly putting fresh water into this beautiful reservoir, this beautiful lake that is my business. Make sense? Okay. So those are the daily goals. Now, this is really important because I want you to understand you set an annual goal when you set up Teamzy, but Teamzy tells you what to do today. And that's because if you want a business that's big, you've got to have a focus that's small. Okay, if you want a business that's big, you got to have a focus that's small. Okay, now let's just scroll down a little bit more. I'll show you this next piece. This is really kind of a magical thing that Teamzy does, is this Power Hour module. Remember, Teamzy is a full-fledged CRM, which means it keeps track of all your contacts, all their information, their birthdays, their pets' names, anniversaries, right? We track all that, all your conversations. We do all the boring stuff that a CRM does, boring and important. But what Teamzy does differently is instead of just being a filing cabinet for information, this Power Hour module tells you exactly what to do and who to do it with and what to say for the next hour so that you can be incredibly proactive. And it does it in a way so that nobody ever falls through the cracks. So let me just kind of show you how this works. I've got 4 lists. I've got prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups list. Okay? So I've got 4 lists. On the right-hand side is where I log activity as I go so that it's tracked. So I don't have any homework to do later. Pretty cool, right? There's no thinking or planning. It does it all for you. It's so cool. Now, what happens is, notice there's these little numbers next to people's names. This is their rank, and it's based on a 5-star scale, right? You guys are familiar with rating things on 5-star scales. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star, not awesome. Except we're not rating people. We're rating the quality of the relationship we have with them, okay? And what happens is when you give somebody a rating, it sets the frequency for contact in Teamzy. So if someone's a 5-star, they're going to come up on your list first, and they come back every 30 days automatically. You don't have to remember, set a follow-up or anything. You can't miss them because they come back. 4-star people come back every 60 days. 3-star people come back every 90 days. 2-star people come back every 120 days. Make sense? So depending on the rank is how often. So you want to rank higher the people that you're closest to that trust you the most, and lower the people that you barely know, right? Because it's weird talking to somebody every month that barely knows you. But over time, this helps you build relationships. Make sense? Okay. And that's true for prospects, customers, and the distributors on your team. You want to rate all of them appropriately. Okay. So once we've done that, you never have to worry about it again. I mean, of course, you can always change people's ranking as you go, but you don't have to. And now Teamzy will create my list automatically every single day. I don't have to ever think or plan. So let's go ahead and dive in and do a power hour. So we start always when you do a power hour, start from left to right. Okay, start with your prospects. Now, it becomes very tempting to start with follow-ups when you have a lot of people to follow up with down the road, but you should always do your prospecting. I just want you guys to know that if you stop starting new conversations, your pipeline will dry up. So even when you're busy, always connect with some prospects every day. Okay. All right, so how do we do this? First person on my list is J. Lisa Swain. I'm going to send her a message. Now, However you communicate with people, you can log it in Teamzy. You can log Facebook, email, text, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, phone call. You can meet them in person, whatever. Okay. I'm going to actually use Facebook Messenger today because that's primarily how I like to message people, because the response rate is super high on Facebook Messenger. So Jay is a Facebook friend of mine. I'm going to send her a message, right? So what I'll do is I'll come over to Facebook and I'll get ready to send her a message. Right, that's my wife. Got my wife's name on the mind. So there's Jay. Okay, so we found her. Now, this is where I used to get stuck. What am I going to say to her? What do you say? And, you know, should I send her some cheesy sales script with a link telling her to look at my video or to look at my opportunity? Well, you know how I feel about that because I already called it cheesy. I don't do that because I feel like that turns more people off than it turns on, right? I just want to make Jay's day. So, you know, a couple years into Teamzy, people constantly were saying to me, Eric, on your webinars, you make it look so easy. How do you know what to say? So I want you guys to know, if you're new to this, I put all my scripts in Teamzy for you. They're all there for you. So you just click on scripts. Look, click on scripts, get an appropriate, scripts list. I'm going to use Facebook. And all these scripts are here to help you just connect and make someone stay. Okay, so look, here's the first one. I'll take the first one off the list. It reads like this. It says, hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. It's so simple. And if any of you have tried using these scripts, you know what a great response you get. So what we do is click on copy script, and then we just come on back, paste it in there. Now we're gonna do a little editing, right? So Jane is not her name, that's just a sample name. So we're gonna change to the correct name. And then, I had somebody once tell me that they would never say awesome. And so I said, great, so change it to great. Okay, you can do small edits, no big deal. Awesome to me is like my least enthusiastic word. I'm a very enthusiastic person. Maybe some emojis, I don't know. Do you guys like emojis? I like emojis. So look, so now once you've got this the way you like it, what I can do now is I'm just gonna actually copy it and go send it to her in Facebook. There she is. Send message, paste that in there. Boom, great. Okay, so that message has been sent, super easy. And again, just to make her day. We log it in Teamzy, what it was it, and then click on the blue log connect button, boom, done. So now it's tracked. The next person on my list is Faith. And notice that when that logged, now I have one done and the little blue circle's filling in. So Faith is next. I'll just use the same script. It's still on my clipboard, just paste it in there and change the name to Faith. All right, just a little pro tip while I'm doing this. Always put their first name in the first message that you send in the conversation. That way they know it's personalized. Okay, don't do hey pal or hey girl or hey friend, because that makes me think this was probably a bulk mail out. Does that make sense? So I always recommend putting their name. So we'll do the same thing. We'll toggle over. We'll send that message to Faith and we'll log it in Teamzy. Okay. Boom. And then the next person's Rocky. We're going to do the same thing. Once you get going, you can really jam, guys, especially if you reuse the script. Ready to go. Send, log. And you see how this circle is filling in? So when I'm done with my goals for the day, this blue circle will be completely filled in. That's when I know I've done enough prospecting messages, and I'll move to the next list, which is customers. Okay, you just click on it, it changes the list. So my first customer on my list is Raven, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Go to scripts, get a customer script. Okay, something like this one. Hi, John, how are you enjoying the products? And you remove the products and put in what they're actually using. Okay, do me a favor, guys, throw up in the chat some of the companies that you represent. And maybe I can customize this real quick. Let's see here. Juice Plus, Savvy, Pampered Chef. We got a pretty good mix. Arbonne, cool. Herbalife. Wow, that is a good mix. Okay, look, right? So in this one here, you could put, I got some of everybody's products. Let's say you were the Pampered Chef person. You can say, how are you enjoying your baking dishes? I have a whole set of those Pampered Chef baking dishes. They are the bomb. Send me an update. Let me know how it can be of help. I saw a Juice Plus in there. So maybe it's Tower Garden, right? Maybe it's how are you enjoying your Tower Garden? Send me an update. Let me know it can be of help. Just so whatever your business is, you can put in their products. This is a great way to check in on a customer and see if they're using their products. You want to make sure they're using their products, right? So send me an update. It's very neutral. Let me know I can be of help. It's a great way to kind of engage without being annoying. I also love this one, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Oh my gosh, when you send that to your favorite customers, you will get incredible responses. So look, I just grabbed one. Again, we'll do the same thing, okay? Customize it, put in your emoji, and get ready to send it. It's super simple. Now, real quick on this, and you just log those the same way. And again, now it's gonna turn pink until you hit your goal for the day. I just recently did a team training and people were arguing with me about, I shouldn't say arguing. We had a lively discussion about why it's so important to stay in contact with your customers. And in this particular team, they had an automated system that automatically sends emails to follow up with customers, something corporate put together, which is great. I mean, that's helpful, right? But I want you guys to know something, that this business lives or dies on your relationship with customers. It's one of the most important things you can do is just staying in touch with customers. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a couple of reasons besides the obvious one, which is it's good service, right? How many of you just want to have good service? But staying in regular contact with customers is huge because statistically they order more product and retain longer. Okay. Let me just say that again. Staying in touch with, just being in touch with customers, statistically, they will order more product and retain longer. Now imagine if all of your customers, past and present, ordered more product and retain longer, and then everyone in your downline did the same thing. This is why people will do, we've had leaders do a 30-day challenge with, the Teamzy free trial with their team, and they've seen volume go up 20, 30% that month because suddenly everyone's talking to their customers. Just think about it. It's common sense. It's just human nature. If you're in regular contact, now you're top of mind. They're asking you questions. They're engaged with you. They're going to order more product. Make sense? Okay. The other reason why it's so important, oh my gosh, the most important reason to be in touch with your customers is this. I want you guys to think about something. Think about a customer or maybe a couple that you just adore. I mean, do you guys have a couple customers that you love and you just, can I clone these people and get more? How do I clone these people and get more of them? Right? I mean, do you guys hit the raise hand button if you've got at least a customer like that, one or two? Okay, good. I'm really glad for you guys who raise your hands. You have people like that. Now, where do you go find new people like that? Do you have a specific place or a specific technique to go find more great customers like that? So I'm just going to kind of let you in on a secret that's also an obvious thing. It's an obvious secret. The best source for a great customer is a great customer. The best source for a great customer is a great customer. And this is why, because those people that you were just thinking about when you raised your hand here in the live webinar, those people love your products. They probably love you too, just like you love them, which means they're telling people about them. Guaranteed. They're talking about them with other people, friends, family. They're telling people what's going on for them. Okay, that's what people do. Now, did you know that I think it's 82% of people make their purchasing decision based on the recommendation of a friend? It's a pretty high percentage. They make the purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. So your customers talking to their friends about you and your products, those people are highly likely to purchase it. The question is, are you getting introduced to those people? Are you getting introduced to those people? Because if you are not in touch with your customers and asking for them to introduce you to those people, I would say about 90% of those people are finding the information about those products online and never talking to you, right? So you need to be in regular contact with your customers. Then it's really comfortable for you to say, hey, Michelle, you've been getting amazing results. I'm really proud of you. I'm sure that you've told friends or family about what we're doing. Yeah, you have? Okay, well, awesome. Well, before I get too busy this month, I just wanted to see if anybody you cared about needs more information because I want to take care of your people first because you're my favorite. Does this make sense? And she goes, so, is there anyone that you can think of that needs more information? She says, yes, my friend Cheryl. Perfect. Would you mind introducing me to Cheryl? Whatever's easiest for you, Michelle. Just a quick text message, a quick, group text or group Facebook message, whatever's easiest. Just do a quick intro. I'll get her some more info. See, guys, this is where building the business becomes fun. And you don't have to visualize yourself. I want you guys to fast forward 10 years in your business. Are you still going to have to be prospecting nonstop to build your business? Is that exciting for you 10 years in the future? I want you guys to know that after you've built a customer base, the prospecting is not strangers anymore. It's talking to your customers, and they will constantly introduce you to people. Constantly, constantly, constantly introduce you to people. Does this make sense? And it becomes more fun because now you're helping that customer by helping their friend, and it's just a circle of trust that's really fun. If you neglect talking to your customers, you've given up on that opportunity. Make sense? So stay in touch with them. Teamzy makes it so stinking easy for you to stay in touch with them. All right. So once you've stayed in touch with your customers for this, my goal was 6. So I'm going to go down and I'm just going to message 6 people, stay in touch. That circle will turn all the way pink. Now I'm going to click on distributors. Now, you may not call them distributors. You may call them coaches. You may call them social marketers. You may call them representatives. This is your team. Okay. And I'm using the Teamzy standard version of Teamzy, which is our generic version. So you might see a different word there, but it's your team. Okay. So if you've got a team, that's who we're going to connect with. And it's the same thing. We're just reaching out to make their day. It's so important. We just want to make their day. Okay. Because besides recruiting and finding customers, we have to keep our team members. The turnover rate in our industry is massive. Do you know what the number one thing that keeps people from quitting is? A relationship. Hello. That's why we built Teamzy. That's why it's called Teamzy, not Leadsy or Cheesy or Salesy, right? It's Teamzy because we know the key is for you building your team. So just staying in touch. Man, I tell you what, as your team grows, yeah, you'll get a Facebook page or group. Awesome. Great idea. You'll probably do live Zooms with your team. That's great. But them hearing from you, just a little quick text or something, letting them know you care, man, it's worth everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to work down. My goal's 4. I'm just going to 4 people a day. Bam, bam, bam. Thinking of you. How's it going? After you get your team using Teamzy, then you'll be like, hey, I'd be like, today it's your top of my Teamzy list today. How's everything going? And it's cool because they understand that you've made a commitment to staying in touch with them. You've put them in your system. Pretty cool, right? So again, we're just going to connect with our team members until that circle's done. And then we're done with our outgoing messages. So the first half of our power hour is just the outgoing messages to prospects, customers, distributors. Now, one pro tip here, some people will respond right away. You don't need to run off and have the conversation right now. Okay. Hold off until you get all the outgoing messages done. It won't take long. In fact, it'll just kind of motivate you to keep going quickly because I don't want you to get sidetracked before you get the outgoing messages done. Now, the second half of your power hour is your follow-ups list. It's your follow-ups list. Okay. So when you get to your follow-ups list, you will find that there's nobody on that follow-ups list. I mean, I've got a bunch of people in mind, but you won't have anybody there when you first start because follow-ups are not automatic in Teamzy. You put people on the follow-ups list. Now, keep in mind, you don't need to set follow-ups with people just to stay in touch with them because they cycle through automatically on these lists, prospects, customers, distributors, right? A follow-up is where we put the people who are typically our prospects, but you might have a reason to follow up with customers and distributors too. But there's a specific reason we need to follow up. For example, with a prospect, they've said, yes, I'm interested. I'd like to learn more. And you have shared the business opportunity with them. Now you're following up on that. Or you've listened to their goals and shared a product solution. And now you're following up on that until they purchase, right? The follow-ups list is like the hot lead list, the people who have said, yeah, I'm interested. And now you're showing them your professionalism by following up. So let me just kind of give you an example. We messaged my friend Jay early on in our power hour. Pretend she responds, oh my gosh, great to hear from you, Eric. Now I have a chance to start a conversation with her, right? She's responded. So I say, oh my gosh, yeah, it's been forever, Jay. Send me an update. Tell me what you've been doing. You know, how have you guys been, through all the crazy stuff that's been happening in 2020? And she starts to kind of unpack her life for me, which is great. Now I'm asking questions and I'm engaging her in conversation. Okay. That's the goal of doing a power hour, is creating these conversations. So I'm finding out what's going on in her life, asking her questions, getting engaged. I'm looking for ways I can help maybe in what she's saying. And then after, when she's done giving me her update, I'm going to give her mine. It's just totally natural. The law of reciprocity says I should tell her what's going on in my life. So I'm going to tell her what's going on in my life. I'm going to tell her about my wife, my kids, our new puppy. I'm going to tell her about the fact that, school's off again where we live, all these different things. And I'm going to tell her about my business. I'm just going to tell her it's part of what my update. Okay. And if you're ever concerned about how to talk about your business, I could talk all day on that subject alone, but I'll just give you this little tip. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. Tell them what you do and why you're passionate about it. So I'm telling her, what I'm doing, why I'm passionate about it, how excited I am, and she's like, wow, that's really cool. Good for you. Right. And so this is how I would ask. This is how I ask if she'd like to learn more, guys. You ready for these magic words? Yeah, let me know if you'd like to learn more. I'd be happy to send you some information. Simple. Would you like more information? Would you like to learn more? Are you interested in more information? Just let me know. Okay. She says, actually, yeah, I think I would like to learn more. Great. Let's jump on a call. Let's jump on a Zoom. Let's talk for 5 minutes. I just want to hear some of your goals and see if it's something I can help with. She says, great. So this is an example of a conversation that went great. I shared my business, and now I have an opportunity to actually have a share logged with her. So let me show you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is, she's no longer on my dashboard because I already logged a message with her, and she will cycle back in 30 days, but I can look her up in this lookup bar. Okay. There she is. That brings me to her record. So now I can open the connect box right here. See just by clicking on that. And so I'm going to log that we had a Zoom. I'm going to put all my notes from our Zoom in Teamzy, and I'm going to click on share. See share right here? Because I want to log that I shared the business opportunity with Jay on this Zoom. See right there, it says I have a choice between products and business opportunities. So I'm going to choose business opportunity. Now, as soon as I chose business opportunity, it activated the follow-up. See that? It activated that. Because Teamzy knows if you shared the business opportunity, you need to follow up. So it defaults to 2 days, but you can set it to whenever you want. I'm going to set it for tomorrow. Now, here's another pro tip. When talking to your prospect, tell them you will follow up and when. So I'll tell Jay, hey, Jay, this is great. I'm sending you the links, everything you need to sign up right now. I will check in tomorrow and see if you have any questions. She says, perfect. So tell them when, set the follow-up, and then log it. Okay. So when I logged that, now you can see on her activity feed that I have a follow-up set with her. You see that? It's set with her. I can't mess this up. If I go to my dashboard and I look at my follow-ups list, you can see there she is on my follow-ups list due for tomorrow. Okay. So how do you do the follow-ups? Let me just show you. So your power hour prospects, customers, distributors. The second half is your follow-ups list. You're going to come here and see if you have any follow-ups due. Okay, they'll be red when they're due. I don't have any due, but we're going to pretend. So let's say it's tomorrow and I'm going to follow up with Jay. All you do for a follow-up is exactly like a regular connect. You go to scripts and you get a follow-up script. They're labeled follow up. Honestly, guys, I don't know how much easier I can make this for you. Follow-up number 1, and they're in order. They're numbered 1 through 10. So you have 10 follow-up messages to use. The first one reads like this. Hi, Jane. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Now, see, that's why I gave you the pro tip to tell them you were going to follow up. So now you're telling them, I'm checking in like I promised I would. Guess what this does psychologically? It lets them know that you can keep your promises. This is a deposit in the trust bank, and it's all about building trust, right? So copy the script. Just like before, we paste it in there, get the right name. Okay. I'm going to send this to her on Facebook. Hold on, let me copy this and send it on Facebook. Send her the follow-up message. Boom, boom, boom. Paste it in there. Send. Great. That's sent. And we log it in Teamzy. Now check this out. When I log this connect, first thing it's going to do is going to ask me, is this completing the follow-up that you set for August 28th? So that's checked. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to add a new follow-up. Okay. I'm going to add a new follow-up, leave myself a note. This is going to be follow-up 2 next time. And I'm going to set that one for, I don't know, maybe sometime next week. Okay. Add that follow-up. Done. So now you can see there she is again. She's due on Wednesday. See how easy this is? So once you get somebody through the conversation, you're going to follow up with them. You're going to share with them, log it in Teamzy, follow up, put them on that follow-ups list. And every time you send a follow-up message, set a new one. Every time you send a follow-up message, set a new one. You want to keep them on that follow-ups list. And let me just explain this really quick, and then we'll do questions, okay? Because I know I'm kind of at the end of my teaching window almost. The fortune really is in the follow-up. The fortune really is in the follow-up. And 80% of all sales happens between the 7th and 10th follow-up. 80%. I know. Kind of sucks, huh? That we've got to follow up so much. And most people in our business follow up 3 or 4 times. They think they're doing well, but they're not. They're not. You have to follow up more if you want to succeed in this business. Now, let me just explain a couple things about this, because people are like, oh my gosh, you just lost, that's where you lost me, Eric. I'm not following up 10 times. I don't want to be one of those annoying salespeople, right? But I want to shift your mindset on this, you guys, because it's not about being annoying or being a nag. The truth is if you're here to truly help people, like if your goal like me is to serve people and help them and improve their lives, how many of you guys, that's why you're here? Like you really believe that? Then you need to understand that your product, if they're not getting your products, if they're not signed up for your team, you're not helping them. Like it's irrelevant. The only thing that you have at your disposal to help them is your ability to follow up. This is how you show your care, is by following up. Like I said, I would. Make sense? I want you guys to understand something. This is my mantra. Maybe you'll adopt it. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. You can write that down, put on a little sticky note, put it in your face so you see it every day. Following up is an act of love. It's how we show people we care. Okay, it's how we show people care. Now, I will teach you real quick how to follow up without being annoying so that you also won't be annoying. There's just 2 simple principles to follow and people will never be annoyed. They'll thank you for following up with me. So I'll teach that real quick and then we'll do Q&A. But I want you guys just to understand this 80-20 rule on follow-ups. 20% of the people who say they're interested will actually purchase within 3 follow-ups. Those are the people you're probably already getting. The other 80% take a lot longer, you guys. In fact, I would say the majority of people won't even respond to like 6, 7, maybe even 8 follow-ups. No response. Have you had people like this where you're like, they were so interested, I'm getting nothing back but crickets, right? This is normal. It's just totally normal. Okay. A lot of times you look and they haven't even opened your messages. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. Just understand this is the way people are wired. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of explain it to you. You're sending a message. Somebody's excited. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. And then they get back into their life. Their life's happening around them. You message them your follow-up message. They see it, but they're busy right now. Something's going on. They can't open it up. They can't talk to you right now. So they don't even open it because they don't want to look like a jerk by not responding, right? A couple of days go by, you message them again, they see it. They mean to respond, but they can't right now. They're driving their car, their dog's throwing up on the baby. Something is happening. And then you get on a team call and go, she's ghosting me. She's not ghosting you. She's busy. Stay there. Stay there. Stay present. Now, here are the 2 principles for following up to never be annoying. Are you guys ready? Number 1, don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you back, to text you. Don't ask them to respond even. Don't ask anything of them. Just be present. Okay, that's the first principle to not being annoying. Number 2, your message they need to be able to read your whole message without opening it. Okay, they need to be able to read your whole message without opening it. Why? Because a lot of times they don't want to open it because they don't want to send that read receipt to you. They're not ready to respond, but they do want to see it. And you want them to see it. So keep it short. So when they look at their phone on the lock screen and the notifications, they get your whole message. Now, if your message is long, that can be annoying because now I feel I have to open it and maybe I don't want to respond. So I'm not going to open it. And I feel like I've missed something. Does that make sense? Same thing goes for voice messages on a follow-up. It's like, man, I don't want to have to listen to that because then I have to respond. I want to be able to just look at it, right? So if you follow those 2 principles, and all of my scripts follow those principles, you'll never be annoying. I guarantee you, you might not hear from them for a while, but then they will suddenly say, thank you so much for staying in touch. I'm so sorry I haven't responded to you. And so this is how the Teamzy system works, guys. It's like, it feels like magic, but it's a system. It's a proven system. You connect with your prospects, your customers, your team. You start conversations, make people's day. When it's appropriate, you share with them your business. You share with them a product solution, and then you follow up. Every single month, people on that follow-ups list will convert. My friend Alicia, who's been doing this with me now for 18 months, she's been in my boot camps and she's been so consistent. She just had an incredible month. I mean, gosh, I think she said she had 45 sales in 1 month, and she had like 25 in 2 weeks or something. It was just insane how this builds. How it just builds over time, that momentum. It's incredible. Does this make sense? Okay, let me just finish her off in the system. And then if you've got questions, I see some chat, but put it in the Q&A. And if you've got specific questions, I'll be happy to answer those in the Q&A. But let me just finish this thing off real quick. So what happens when Jay finally signs up? She joins the team and signs up. How do I do that in Teamzy? Let me just do that really quick. Again, you can look her up in the lookup bar. And then what I'm going to do is, now that I'm on her record, first thing I want to do is click on this sale button. Okay, because I want to log that I got a sale. So what was the sale? So let's say she got a distributor kit. Great. Save. Okay. And then just, you're going to tag what her products are that she used. So whatever products, I have a few different samples, but you'll just add a tag to whatever the product is, so you know what it is. And then what we're going to do is right here where it says member type, we're going to click on, in this case, since she became a distributor, we'll click on distributor, personally sponsored. Okay. And that will move her over in Teamzy from the prospect list to your team list. Make sense? Awesome. Okay, I see the Q&A coming in. Let me just give you some quick action steps before I take those questions. And then I'll bless you guys and send you on your way. All right, so here we go. First off, if you haven't already, go get your free trial at teamzy.com. Okay, get your free trial. It's 30 days free, no credit card required, full access for a month. That is more than enough time to create true income in your business, right? After your 30-day trial, Teamzy is less than $1 a day. To have everything planned and organized for you, it's a no-brainer. Plus, you can write it off your taxes. So if you're already in a free trial, set up your subscription now. You don't wait for it to expire because you don't want to lose access. But you know, you won't get billed until the end of that free time. So you can set it up now, but you won't get billed till the end. All right, number 2, choose a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. If you're already past that, just say, let's do 30 days together. Hold each other accountable for 30 days. Okay. What I recommend you do is you take a screenshot of your Teamzy dashboard when you've completed it and message it over to your partner every day. Because what happens is when you see that message come in from your partner and you haven't done anything, you're very likely to pick up your phone and go bang out your Teamzy Power Hour. Okay. If you're doing this on your own, you're just checking it out. I'm just going to do a free trial and check it out. You'll probably play with it once or twice and get nothing accomplished. So you choose. How do you want your free trial to look? Do you want to play with it a little bit? Or do you want to maybe have the best month ever in your business? And you need a success partner to hold you accountable to that. And my last action step before I jump into the Q&A is this. I'm going to give you my 5-day challenge. Okay, my 5-day challenge. I challenge you to use Teamzy 5 days in a row and to connect with 100 people over those 5 days. So that's about 20 messages sent per day over 5 days. Honestly, you guys, your arms and legs aren't going to fall off doing this. You can do it. But what's going to happen for you is going to be intense. You're going to get such a response, you won't believe it. Honestly, you guys, I don't think you could even believe what kind of response you would get in 5 days doing that. And the reason why I want to do that, I do want to overwhelm you a little bit in 5 days on purpose, because I want you to see what kind of momentum you can create with relationships when you're intentional and have a system behind it. I want you to never believe the stories you've told yourself that you've tapped your warm market, that nobody's responding, whatever, or that you hear your teammates say. I want you to know that in 5 days, you can shake things up and create momentum. That's why I'm giving you the challenge. Okay, are you guys in? Okay, good. Awesome, you got those. Now let's go to the questions. Let's see what we got. First one's from Michelle. So what are your thoughts about sending messages via m.me? I don't know about that. So to answer your question, I don't know about that, sorry. But I would generally say you can, wherever somebody will respond, like wherever you connect with somebody, that's where you should message them. How does Teamzy manage duplicates? For example, in customer list and Facebook friends, also from Michelle. Great question. Teamzy will not duplicate the same name twice. It's impossible. The code won't let it. So what I recommend is you need to bring in your team first, then your customer list, then your Facebook list in that order. That way, if somebody's on all the lists, you get them in the right place. Does that make sense? Because if they've already been brought in on your team list, when you bring in Facebook, they'll get ignored and not get duplicated. Make sense? Now, you may get a few duplicates here and there because people use like their maiden name on Facebook and something else somewhere else, right? And then we have a simple merge tool where you can merge those few that come through. Okay. The other thing that's cool about this, Michelle, is when let's say you import your Facebook list now, and then 6 months later, you want to do it again. Teamzy will only bring the new people in. It'll ignore all the people that are already there, which is pretty cool. What is the exercise and devotional for? Jennifer says. Okay, that's a great question. I didn't show that because we didn't have time to look at everything. But on your dashboard of Teamzy, there's these things called dailies. And dailies are the things that we know you need to be successful. Now, there's some that you'll see on most of them, which is like social posts, personal development, using your products, and exercise. Those are standard across all the versions of Teamzy because we know that you cannot be successful in this business if you're not consistently posting on social media, if you're not doing personal development work, if you're not a product of your own product, and if you're not getting some exercise regularly. So those are there to just kind of, you just check those off when you've got them done. Now you can add custom ones to yours. So I've added devotional time to mine. So you can add custom ones. You just click on edit. Okay. And you can add a custom daily. It can be anything you want. Anything that you feel like you want to check off and just feel good about doing every day. Make sense? Cool. Okay. Michelle says, is there a way to record whenever you do a live monthly team Zoom call or should I say, what is the best way? Is there a way to record? Well, that's not really a Teamzy question, but for sure, when you do a Zoom call, you can record it, and Zoom makes you an HD MP4 version file that you can upload to a group or to, like I put all mine up on YouTube. You can also live stream Zoom, which is cool, which we're doing right now. We're live streaming Zoom to our Facebook group, our Teamzy community group, and that will also leave a recording there. Michelle says, bummed I already expired. Wish I'd done this all before my trial. Well, Michelle, it's okay. It's $1 a day. Get in there. Do it. It's not going to hurt you. We'll be happy to have you. Michelle, when do you know to add someone new? So every time you meet a new person, every time you make a new Facebook friend or connect with somebody, you add them to Teamzy. You just want to do that. Teamzy's cloud-based, which means it's in your phone. So even if you're out and about and you meet somebody, you pull out your phone, add them to Teamzy. That's how you add a new person in, if that makes sense. Okay. Also, it might just be somebody that you hadn't thought, oh my gosh, I don't think Bill's in Teamzy. I need to add Bill to Teamzy, right? Okay, great. Oh, I'm sorry. Michelle says recorded in Teamzy as a connect. So I wouldn't record a Zoom Teams. Okay, that's a great question. So what she was asking is, if I do a team Zoom training for my team, how do I log that as a connect with those teammates in Teamzy? I wouldn't recommend logging those in Teamzy as a connect. When you log a connect in Teamzy, it really should be a one-on-one personal connection. Now look, I wasn't going to get deep into this concept today, but I'll just kind of share this principle with you. It's one of the guiding principles to relationship marketing, which is the system Teamzy's built on. There's only one way to deepen relationships, and that's by investing time and connecting personally. Okay, I'm just going to say it again in case you're taking notes. There's only one way to deepen relationships, by investing time and connecting personally. Okay. And so, it's great. People get a good feel for you on things like Zoom and stuff. But when you reach out personally and say, hey, how you doing? Is there anything I can do for you today? That's the stuff you want to record in Teamzy. Does that make sense? Okay. Hopefully that helps. All right. Looks like I've got one more. Oh no, I got it. Okay, great. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. And I know there's a bunch of you on Facebook, and I didn't go over and look to see their questions over there. I will toggle over to the recording over there and answer your questions. Again, if you're seeing this on replay, you can push the button to ask questions later, and our team will answer them. But I just wanted to say to y'all, thank you so much for your trust. We're excited to have you as part of our Teamzy family. God bless you. Have a great night.